Good morning, ABEC community. Happy Wednesday, April 15th. I want to start with a quote, Eleanor Roosevelt, with the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. So clarifying three things today and starting a conversation on more clarity on schedules. I'm going to talk about student attendance, some clarity there, and then some clarity on EAs conducting one-to-one live video conferencing. First, I want to start out with apology of distance learning and clarity on the schedule. A lot of like questions and concerns, some positive feedback. So it was really communicating the purpose of what that schedule was. And I want to start by saying where it started from as purpose of me feeling like we needed to do that came from lots of feedback from HR, myself, around just clarity around leave and clarity around what it means to be on during the day. And a lot of that came from, what came of that was having expectations for if you're going to miss a meeting, right, that you give proper notice and put into ASAP. And if you don't do that and there's no communication, it would be a no call, no show. So what I needed to do was know that every staff member in the building was communicated clearly that when meetings are and things like that. So I started digging around into different schedules and calendars and things like that. And I just felt like for myself to feel good or okay with holding staff accountable to those meetings, I wanted to make sure it was clear to them and myself when those meetings were. So that's really what started with the purpose, that we need something more uniformed to be fair on that expectation. And so we rolled it out, and I held a meeting and made some videos on it. And this is another one to help explain and give some reassurance that it's not a gotcha. I think that's one myth I wanted to dispel right now is, in hindsight, when you look at it, it's like, oh, you're making me schedule every half hour. And the purpose of that is, I think of it like, I know my wife does a planner and kind of plots out her week, and that whole week may get done, or it might get done in different times, shapes, and fashions, but that week is plotted out, and we kind of know our family schedule, work schedules, things like that. So I'm going to just share an example. Sometimes examples help the most. This is my schedule from on Monday. So if we look, Monday I was at home all day. First day I worked from home completely. So had 7:30 office time. I maybe checked an email, and otherwise I was making breakfast frantically before the incident command meeting. After that, I think I got some things prepared for the EA meeting. I didn't make my student drop-ins because I was preparing some stuff for the EA meeting at 11. I was really hoping to drop into, I think it was a math class, Adam. 10 o'clock, I did finish up an eval, I think, but also did some things helping daughter with homework while I was doing that. So I was definitely not on for that whole hour. EA meeting, we did that live. That was lots of fun, lots of hiccups that I'm learning Google Docs or Google Hangouts better for big groups. We did our admin meeting, lunch, and then the afternoon, I think I was able to be pretty on in the afternoon for the most part, and do some staff check-ins, and made a student drop in, and that was great. So so that was my plan. So to say that was my plan for the day, right? And was I on from 7:30 to 3:30? No, I wasn't. Do my job responsibilities right now, like many of you, I end up working some early mornings and late evenings. Yes, I would prefer not to. Just the reality of this crisis that we're in. Do I expect people to do that? No, I don't. And but what this does is it helps me kind of plan out my day. And I think as I think about this more in a week, it might make it more of a task thing. You can make it yours. Other than having that, me knowing when your meetings are, that's my most crucial need, that I know you're clear on meetings and I can help with that. Otherwise, use this schedule to make it your own and kind of plot out your day, knowing that there's going to be significant distractions within there. And the expectation is we are all contributing to cause in some sort of way. And some conversations yesterday were also great because it started the things of people calling and, oh, how do I do this? And then in the conversation, they're like, oh, I could help with this. I could help with that. So this, even though the initial purpose was really that essential need, but then it's also some exciting things. And in another conversation was a way to communicate, and folks have different levels of ability to use technology. So one thing, if staff can get back to this page, I can start linking in professional development and different resources right in here, or other folks can do that as well in conversations, because I know you're all working to figure this out and it's messy. I know in the start of the EA meeting, I'm like, I did not sign up to be a remote learning principal. I really miss that face-to-face interaction and ability to give clarity face-to-face and have those meetings and check-ins. And obviously miss students. That was also a lot of conversations we had yesterday. So hopefully that provides some clarity. I'm going to look back at my notes and see what I missed. Yes, the biggest thing is it's not a gotcha. Fill this in, make it kind of your weekly planner. There's no, me, Don, Tara, Brian, we are not going to be going in and saying, oh, this staff person said they're doing PD. I did not see any PD down on Tuesday. We're going to have a conversation. It's not what we're doing. Especially even, we know each and every one of you want to contribute and use your strengths and help students. And that is, this tool is more for, like I said, the main thing was just so I knew that you know when those meetings are and provide clarity on that. And so we will work through those schedules. They're not due till Friday, so do reach out. Those individual conversations or small group conversations are very valuable, but do not stress about this. And reach out with questions. There's the schedule. All right. Student attendance is, so here's the protocol on student attendance. So this is real briefly, it's pretty straightforward. Any type of contact, submission, work completed, things like that is marked present. That includes conversations with parents, things like that. There's some nuanced things. So if you're working with a parent who says, I don't want called every day, there's some situations where a parent says, I don't want called every day. They are not email texters necessarily, but you are in communication and there's work being done. If you have one of those situations, please give me a call and we'll talk through whether it's absent or not. I don't want to give a verdict saying, oh, if you don't reach out, it's present or absent. So if you have one of those kind of unique situations that you're not sure, just give me a call. All right, this other, last but not least, EAs supporting students. So big one in here. So this is for protection as far as if you have a one-to-one helping with student work live one-to-one on video, if your classroom's doing that. And EA, just like if you're present, sometimes there's some instruction going on, then independent work, things like that, that's directed from the teacher. That is all fine. For protection reasons and privacy, just like why we don't want paper on the door, we do want a licensed staff in with those meetings. And to clarify, if it can be any licensed staff for one, and that licensed staff doesn't need to be like in paying complete attention. It's more about like you're in the room or walking by, things like that. So it's not actively engaged in that lesson, because I know many students, less is more, and those relationships, and we know EAs can do it. It's completely about the privacy and protection for if there was any allegations or things like that, then you have kind of another set of eyes and ears around while you're providing that instruction. All right, so please continue to reach out with questions on that schedule, and don't overthink it. And thank you for all your amazing work you're doing for kids. You're working so hard, and please reach out for help and take care of yourselves.